type of light cruiser is our greatest concern. It is fast, and Great Britain has many of them with which to continue the blockade against us. That is why you were summoned here, to witness the demonstration of a new weapon. Are you ready, Doctor?
Quite ready, Admiral.
Proceed with the experiment.
I have here a model of our marine mine. This mine has been treated with a pitchblende concentrate known as Compound X. To this Compound X, I have added 1 milligram of copper sulfate. You will observe the effect.
A magnetic mine. Gentlemen, this weapon is greater than the submarine itself. Explain, Doctor.
Gladly, Your Excellency. Compound X is the discovery of a Canadian scientist named Merritt. It's extremely valuable as a cure for infantile paralysis. By adding copper sulfate, the compound becomes highly magnetic, as you have seen.
Then a mine or torpedo containing the compound aims itself at any steel-hulled vessel in that area.
Precisely so, Admiral.
Do we have the formula?
No, sir, but it would be useless. Unfortunately, our country controls no pitchblende deposits.
How much Compound X is available to us?
Not much. The larger hospitals and public clinics have a small supply, but...
Commandeer it. All of it.
But, Admiral...
Doctor, we are at war.
Yes, Admiral. Gentlemen, Your Excellency.
With these magnetic mines, we will blast the English fleet from the North Sea.
The situation is serious, Kettler.
Yes, Your Excellency.
We have weakened the blockade with our magnetic mines, but our supply of Compound X will be exhausted in a few weeks. We must have more.
I thought Garson had made contact with the people who mined this Compound X.
He has, but we can't get it out of Canada. That's why I am sending you in charge. You're leaving by submarine tonight. Your mission is a perilous one, and the fate of our great cause is in your hands. Kettler, you must not fail.
Canadian destroyer. She's coming fast. Down periscope.
Submerged to 100 feet.
Aye, aye, sir.
Reduced to quarter speed.
They'll drop depth charges, but we are comparatively safe at 100 feet.
We're safe now. We'll cruise at this depth until nightfall and then make for MacKenzie Inlet.
More information on that enemy submarine, Sergeant. Send it out at once.
Yes, sir. Attention all field force commanders in the Atlantic Coast Zone. Attention all Atlantic patrol units of the Canadian Navy and Coast Guard. Attention all Atlantic shore patrols of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. General broadcast number 22. Enemy submarine first sighted approaching the mouth of the St. Lawrence is believed to be headed southwest. It is known to be carrying an enemy espionage agent who will probably try to put him ashore in the neighborhood of the MacKenzie Inlet.
We're in MacKenzie Inlet now.
How soon would we meet Garson?
I'll check our position.
Are you sure this is the right location, Brunt?
Positive of it, Mr. Garson.
Spray the starboard tube.
Aye, aye, sir.
For the cause.
For the cause.
Pressure fired.
There's something breaking water up ahead.
That's him. Pull up.
We've got to get out of here fast. Canadian military intelligence has a general broadcast out for you. It's the Mounties. Back up! Head up the inlet. We'll try and make a landing at Beaver Cove.
Corporal Hastings, Royal Mounted Police, calling GHQ. Corporal Hastings calling GHQ.
GHQ, go ahead, Corporal.
6 men in a speedboat. Fired on my patrol at Pine Point and got away. Boat is headed north.
Attention, Sergeant King, Beaver Cove Patrol. Attention, Sergeant King, Beaver Cove Patrol. A speedboat, number and type unknown, fired on MacKenzie Patrol at Pine Point. Boat is carrying 6 men. This boat is now headed north toward your station. Arrest occupants and hold for Canadian military authorities.
MacKenzie Patrol. Well, that's Bob Hastings. 10 to 1, that speedboat has contacted the submarine we've been looking for. Bear to the right, Mills.
Can't you do something for me, Wade? What can I do for you? I'll get you patched up when we get ashore.
There it is. Pull alongside when I turn on this light.
Shoot out that light! Run them down!
Sergeant King reporting, sir. I'm on special detail for the Commandant. I request a horse and outfit. They're my orders, sir.
Very good, Sergeant. Corporal Merritt will fix you up. Merritt,
Yes, sir?
see that Sergeant King has issued a horse and equipment. Have them prepared at once.
Yes, sir.
It's good to see you, son.
It's good to see you too, Dad. I wish they'd transfer me to your station.
Father and son on the same post might not work out too well. What brings you up here, my lad?
Well, I have orders to get this man. He calls himself Wade Garson.
An espionage agent, eh? Believed to have contacted an enemy submarine in MacKenzie Inlet. Known to have been one of the speedboat crew who fired upon mounted police at Pine Point and later bombed a patrol boat at Beaver Cove. This is a very important assignment, son.
That was my patrol boat that they bombed.
And you trailed him to my district?
Not exactly, but I have every good reason to believe he's up here. That gang in the speedboat left one of their men behind, wounded. And we learned from him that Garson has connections in the Valley of Hunted Men.
The Valley of Hunted Men. Till now, we've let it pretty much alone. It's filled with bad characters, ex-convicts and the like. But as long as they've stayed in there, we haven't bothered them. But now I'm going to give you a detail and let you clean it out.
Oh, but
It isn't a one-man job, Sergeant. I'll send 4 men with you.
Yes, sir.
Your horse is ready, Sergeant.
Thanks.
Tell Carter, Doyle, Hallett, McLeod they will accompany Sergeant King to the Valley of Hunted Men.
Yes, sir.
Now let me tell you about the valley, son.
Howdy, Inspector King. Well, hello, Sergeant Dave.
Vinegar Smith. You haven't grown a day older.
I haven't grown a day older in 30 years, and ain't grown older another. But I didn't come up here to talk about my age.
Well, Vinegar, what's your trouble?
Ain't no trouble with me. It's old man Merritt. Where's young Tom?
Well, he's busy right now, Vinegar. What's the matter with Merritt?
Oh, ain't nothing the matter with him. It's that compound X of his. Somebody's been stealing it. He wants that you should look into it.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll go up to the mine right away. Get your details, Sergeant, and come along. It's on the way to the valley.
Yes, sir.
Vinegar, come with me.
How are you, Dave?
Fine, Tom. Never better. How's the Merritt family?
Swell. Why don't you stop at the mine and say hello to Dad and Linda?
All right, I will.
Good luck.
Giving Garson 20 16-ounce bars of Compound X. I don't dare give him any more now. Merritt was grumbling about a shortage of the stuff only this morning.
Don't do anything to arouse Merritt's suspicions. And tell Garson to send out the Compound X through the usual channels.
All right. Kettler says you're to ship the compound out through the usual channels.
So Merritt's been squawking, has he?
Yes, plenty.
Sooner or later, we're going to have to do something about him. Here's your money, Crandall. I still think we should have raised our last offer and bought Merritt out. We're going to need a lot of this Compound X.
But a bigger offer would have made Merritt suspicious. He thinks the stuff's only good for infantile paralysis.
We'll use it for paralysis, all right, but not the kind Merritt thinks. We'll use it to paralyze the British Navy, and it's your job to see we get lots of it.
I'll do the best I...
You'll never get another ounce of it.
Why, Tom.
I thought you were an honest man, Matt, when I let you buy an interest in the caribou. I thought you really wanted to help me fight infantile paralysis with a compound. But I know better now. I began to suspect you soon after the compound started to disappear. But now I know you're guilty.
Now, just a minute, Tom. I admit that I had taken a few bars of Compound X, but I did it because I needed some extra money.
I just heard enough to send you two to the firing squad. And if what I think is true, I'm going to see that you get there.
Just what do you think, Tom?
I think you've sold out to the enemy.
Oh, don't be a fool.
You can't laugh it off, Crandall. Among other things, I happen to know that you have a shortwave radio hidden in the storeroom. And I also happen to know what wavelength that radio's tuned to.
That's entirely too much for you to know, Mr. Merritt. I'd better knock you out so they won't suspect you. When you come to, all you know is that you were slugged from behind.
But wait, I don't...
Shut up.
Harry, Art, there's something wrong up at the house.
Should have come sooner, Inspector. There's Mountie work here.
What's wrong, Kelly?
Tom Merritt's dead. Dead? Yes, sir.
If you could only give us some description of the man, we might have something to work on.
But I can't. I didn't even see him. I heard a shot and rushed in and saw Tom lying on the floor. As I ran to him, this man struck me from behind. The next I remember is coming to and finding you here.
What was he looking for?
The payroll, probably. It's in the safe.
Wonder why he didn't take it with him.
Scared off, I guess, by Kelly and the others.
Inspector, I'm sure I saw the man.
Well, what did he look like?
I only had a fleeting glimpse of him as he rode by, but I did notice that he had a scar on his face.
Do you look anything like this man?
Dave, that is the man.
I had a hunch it would be. I will leave immediately for the Valley of Hunted Men.
No doubt, Sergeant. That's where your man's headed. It'll be dark before you get there.
It'll be a break for us, sir. I'll do whatever I can, Linda.
I know you will, Dave.
Follow me.
Are you ever going to get that radio fixed, Brandt? What is the matter with it?
Doing the best I can, Wade. The transformer burned out.
Well, make it snappy. I've got to talk to Kettler.
F-25 calling F-36. F-25 calling F-36.
That's Crandall.
F-25 calling F-36. F-25 calling F-36.
F-36, go ahead, F-25.
What's wrong up there? I've been trying to get you all afternoon.
Burned out a transformer, just got it fixed. What's the setup down there?
Apparently I'm in the clear, but Sergeant King and 4 Mounties left here this afternoon headed for the valley. It's a wonder they're not there now.
No sign of them yet, but we'll take care of them when they get here. Call you later. Locator, you come with me. Put that light out, then get out of sight.
I want Wade Garson.
Don't even know the man.
All right, men, search the buildings.
Garson, you're under arrest.
Sergeant!
Are you sure this is the man?
Yes. I could identify him anywhere. He's the man who rode away from the mine the day my father was killed.
Thank you, Linda. Your positive identification added to his record of spy activities and sabotage, and now murder, is all we need. He'll hang for this.
If you will pardon me.
I'm sorry you had to identify Garson. These things have to be done.
Well, son, I'm going to steal your applause. Headquarters has ordered me to Ottawa concerning another matter, so I'm taking the prisoner with me.
Well, when are you leaving?
This afternoon. Oh, Matt, keep Linda busy, will you? It'll take her mind off things.
I will, Inspector.
Goodbye, Linda. Goodbye, Matt.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Inspector. F-25 calling F1. F-25 calling F1.
F1 speaking. What is it?
Sergeant King captured Garson.
Where's he being held?
They just left here for Tombstone Landing, but Inspector King is taking him to Ottawa this afternoon.
Which way will they travel?
By boat across the lake to the railroad.
How much Compound X have you on hand?
8 20-ounce bars.
Good. Now listen carefully. Take the Compound X to Tombstone Landing.
Inspector King, I was afraid I'd miss you.
Well, 5 minutes more and you would have. What's the trouble, Matt?
I just received a rush call for Compound X from the Children's Hospital at Ottawa. Will you take it with you?
I'm very glad to be of service. You'll be in charge during my absence, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, son.
Thanks, Dad.
Listen, I don't understand about this thing. How does he work?
Well, you'll have a chance to see it work in a minute. Any motor in the radius is short-circuited and stops. Here comes the Mountie's boat.
Gonna make fish, eh?
What's the matter, Carter?
Don't know, Inspector. Doyle, take a look.
Yes, sir. Can't you get it started? I'll miss my Ottawa train.
We're doing our best, sir.
The coil's burned out.
Oh.
Having some trouble?
Yes!
Is there anything we can do?
Could you run us over to North Bend?
Be glad to.
Thank you.
Sergeant Dave, this is Vinegar Smith talking. Something's wrong.
Well, what do you mean, Vinegar?
Your dad and that prisoner fella got into a small boat together and it's heading for Fisherman's Cove.
Well, meet me at the cove right away. Take over, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I had horses waiting here and took the inspector with him. They rode off that way.
Let's go. Do you think they branched off?
Well, Wait a minute. Here's one I learned from an old Paiute Indian. Mean as poison he was, but smart.
Oh, roots of trees grow deep in ground. Trees have ears.
That's what he said. And darned if he ain't right. Yep, we're still on the trail. That's the place.
That lookout will spot us sure.
I've got an idea. You cut down a couple of saplings while I unbundle these furs. What do you want here, Trapper? Not much, Sardo. Just a place to spread my tarp and get my skins in out of the weather.
There ain't no room around here, so move on.
Just you say. It seems to me your temper's kind of short.
Never mind about my temper. Get that crow bait out of here.
Yeah.
Bring them out of here. Kettler wants you to fly the Compound X out to him.
Is he gonna have me picked up here?
No, at Deep River in about a half an hour.
I'd better get going then. So, a Mountie always gets his man.
With your positive identification, Linda, added to his record of spy activities and sabotage, this man will hang.
Take him up in the hills a ways and...
It will be a pleasure. Come, monsieur. Bien ici.
Step back. How are you, Dad?
Fine, son.
Keep him covered.
Never mind me, get Garson. He's headed for Deep River. A plane will pick him up there. Hurry.
Yes, sir.
Come on, Vinegar, untie me.
Where were you going with this Compound X?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I said, where were you going with it?
All I know is I was hired to pick up a man at Deep River Landing, and he was to tell me where to take him.
Well, you may remember a little more when I get you back to Tombstone Landing. Get going. Well, that pilot is obviously lying to protect someone.
Yeah, perhaps you're right, son. We'll have his record checked. That may tell us something.
Well, I hope so. Through him, we may even discover Wade Garson's whereabouts.
Yes. If we only knew why these men are after Compound X, and for what purpose they're using it, other than for paralysis, we might get somewhere.
Well, I have a hunch the compound is tied in with the espionage agent who escaped from me in MacKenzie Inlet.
What makes you think so, Dave?
Well, Garson tried to get away with Compound X. And it was Garson who helped smuggle the espionage agent into Canada.
Well, maybe so. Let me know as soon as Blake's record gets in from Ottawa.
Yes, sir.
Did you get anything out of Blake?
No. This gives me an idea. This is what I want you to do. Turn this prisoner over to the authorities at North Junction, together with this package of Compound X.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Compound X and take it to the boss.
Did it work?
Perfectly. Now let's get out of here.
How did you get away from the Mounties?
You sent help, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
The man that shot the Mountie. He said to bring this Compound X to you.
This isn't Compound X. It's too late.
The same package that the Mountie took from Garson.
This is a trap. This is a directional finder. The Mounties will trace you right to the mine.
What are we going to do?
Listen, you keep on going until you come to the sawmill in Horseshoe Canyon. I'll send some of the boys to meet you before the Mounties can get there.
The line of flight leads definitely to Horseshoe Canyon.
Say, that old mill would make a good hideout. Tom, you stay here. Watch the chart. If they leave Horseshoe Canyon before I get there, head them off.
Right.
Where was the sergeant going in such a hurry?
We planted a direction finder on the prisoner, sir, and permitted him to escape.
Who assumed that authority?
Sergeant King, sir. The trail leads to Horseshoe Canyon.
Horseshoe Canyon? What's this turn right here at Caribou Mine?
There was a brief stop at that point, sir, before the fugitive changed his course.
Did Sergeant King know about this?
No, sir.
Well, that's rather peculiar. It might be well to look into it.
Is there anything I can do, sir?
No, Constable. I'll ride over to the mine myself. Come on.
Calling F1.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
Have you seen any strangers around the camp lately?
Why, no. I spent most of my morning at Henley Lake.
Nothing important, just checking up. Maybe Crandall will have some information for me. Glad to see you, dear.
Luckily, I saw through the trick and planned a surprise for any Mountie that may be following him.
Splendid. It's urgent that we obtain a fresh supply of Compound X from the mine. My country's beginning to feel the force of the blockade.
No, don't worry. The Mountie won't have a chance. The men realize what it means if they're taken. Signing on. Why, hello, Inspector. How long have you been here?
Just long enough to know that you're the man we're after. You're under arrest, Crandall, for the murder of Tom Merritt.
Well, you're crazy, King. I didn't murder Merritt.
We'll let a jury decide that.
What are you going to do?
First, you're going to take me to my son. Then you're going to Ottawa for trial. Move on.
That's funny. Crandall said Blake would be waiting for us.
Any sign of the Mounties?
Not yet.
We'll be ready for them when they get here.
You two watch that road there.
Come on.
away those guns. And start moving. Go on, in the shack. Go on, in the shack. Dad!
Detail, ready, load, aim, fire. Detail, ready, load, aim, fire.
Effective this even date, Sergeant David King will assume the duties of acting commanding officer of the Royal Canadian Mounted Post at Tombstone Landing. Jeffrey Gatewood, Commissioner.
Glad to hear it, Sergeant Dave. I mean, Commander King.
Thanks, Vinegar. But the name's still Dave.
Best man I ever knew sat in that chair. And any man that takes his place is going to have to do more than just sit.
You're right. With the Empire at war and so many enemies within its borders,
I reckon it'll be tougher than skinning a live coyote. But I know you won't let the Major down.
not as long as I'm wearing this uniform, I won't. Not as long as Garson's at large. Tom, Garson killed your father, and he was responsible for the death of mine. Together, you and I are going to get to the bottom of this Compound X business. Capture Garson and the men he's connected with.
We'll get him, Dave. Sounds to me as if that chair is going to be filled right well.
Take over, Tom. If you need me for anything, I'll be at the mine.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Linda.
Glad to hear of your appointment, Dave.
Thank you, Matt.
You have my very best wishes, Dave.
That's very nice of you, Linda.
Any clue to the men in the canyon?
None yet. But I want to check on your shipments of Compound X. I might find something there.
I'll get the files for you.
Thank you.
Well, we've only been shipping to hospitals. You don't suspect any of them, do you?
No, but the accounts might give me a lead.
Here they are, Dave.
Thanks. Toronto Sanitarium, 40 kilograms.
That's their regular amount.
Quebec Foundation, 25 kilograms.
That's normal.
Lakeshore Sanitarium, 100 kilograms. Isn't that rather a large amount?
Yes, but they've just opened.
Where are they located?
Why, they leased the old lodge at the head of the lake.
The old McFarland place. Well, that building wouldn't hold 20 patients comfortably. Who's the doctor in charge?
Dr. Shelton.
Dr. Shelton. I think I'll go up there and have a look around. Matt, if any unusually large orders come in, get in touch with me.
I'll do that, Dave.
Thanks. Bye. Goodbye, Linda.
Goodbye, Dave. I hope nothing's wrong.
I'm sure everything will be all right. F-25 calling F1. F-25 calling F1.
All right, F-25. I'll take care of it. F1 calling F-35. F1 calling F-35.
F-35 answering. Come in.
Are the mines ready?
In about an hour, the Compound X just got here.
Good. The submarine will be waiting for them in Moosehead Inlet, but you'll have to work fast. Sergeant King is on his way to the sanitarium to look things over.
King, don't worry, I'll...
Wait a minute. If any rough stuff is traced to the sanitarium, it would be of no further use to us, and we need it just as it is. Through it, we can get the Compound X to make the mines our country needs for this war on Britain. Cover up when King gets there.
I will. You fool, do you want to blast us out of here? One spark on this stuff and they'll pick up the pieces 5 miles away. Come on, men, we're ready to load up.
Garson!
I'll meet him and stall him off.
You others take your places. If you don't get wise, all right. But if he tumbles to the setup, let him have it.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Good morning. Dr. Sheldon?
Well, yes. Anything I can do for you?
It's just a routine matter, Doctor. I want to find out why you require such a large quantity of Compound X.
Oh, for medicinal purposes. You know, we have quite a number of patients, Sergeant. We specialize in paralysis cases. That requires quite a lot of Compound X.
You mean all these men are invalids?
Yes, Sergeant. Poor fellows. Most of them are pretty bad.
Put this gown on. Bill, help me to this.
Everything seems to be in order, Doctor.
Thank you.
Allow me. May I use your telephone, Doctor? I'm due to report in.
Why, certainly.
Mounted police post at Tombstone Landing.
Troop K, Tombstone Landing.
Hello. Sergeant King reporting from Lakeshore Sanitarium. I see. Well, that's a routine matter. You'll have to take care of it yourself.
What are you talking about?
Well, I'm sorry, I haven't got my training regs with me, but if you look it up, I think you'll find that TR 14, 3, 4, and 6 apply.
TR 14, 3, 4, 6.
That'll do it. Well, you'll have to take care of it yourself, Tom. I'll see you later.
TR 14, 3, 4, 6.
Bad case?
Our gravest concern at the moment.
Join me, squad, double time. King's in trouble. Break out the men.
When are you coming to see us again, Sergeant?
We're apt to drop in any time, Doctor.
By the way, aren't you from Tombstone Post?
Yes.
Please feel at liberty to come again whenever you like.
Explosion! Get out of here!
Drop your gun.
Get up!
There's something wrong. Hurry it up!
Open that door and get in there.
small boat out.
Garson got away. Carter, you and Doyle take the east shore and see if you can pick up his trail.
Right. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna look around.
Yes, sir.
Shelton, come in here. McLeod, you and Haller take the prisoners to the post.
Yes, sir.
Stand guard, Corporal.
Yes, sir.
Come on inside. Do you see that?
Of course. A burn of some sort.
You mean an explosion? Caused by this.
I don't understand.
Oh, yes, you do. This is a fuse cap attached to a cylinder.
I haven't any information for you, Sergeant. I know nothing about these things.
Shelton, I'd advise you to talk. It'll be a lot easier on you when I turn you over to the authorities in Ottawa.
Taking me to Ottawa, Sergeant King? Ridiculous. How do I know you didn't plant those fuse caps here? You seem to know a lot about them.
Yes, and I'll know a lot more about them when I have them analyzed. They'll be a lot safer at Tombstone Landing. And so will you. Corporal?
Yes, Sergeant.
Take Shelton to the post. I want to stop at the mine.
Come along, you.
You heard that, Garson?
Yes. Puts us in a hole, doesn't it, Kepler?
Yes. It's imperative that the naval authorities get a continuous supply of Compound X for the magnetic mines. The British haven't yet discovered that the secret of them is wrapped up in the compound, but if those fuse caps are analyzed, they will.
Then we've got to stop those fuse caps from getting to Ottawa.
Exactly.
Have any trouble with Shelton?
None at all, Dave. He's in with the others.
Good. Here's the wavelength of a concealed radio I found at the sanitarium.
A concealed radio? You must have run across a pretty big outfit.
Much bigger than we thought, Tom. If we keep our radio tuned to their wavelength, we might be able to find out where their headquarters are.
I'll put a man on it right away.
You two go on down and get those fuse caps.
All right. Been expecting you, boys. Take their guns, Tom.
I don't like that light going on.
Gonna lock you two up with some friends of yours. We'll question them all in the morning, Corporal.
Come on.
Wait a minute, that won't do any good. Get a better idea. Come on.
I didn't think they had nerve to try and rob him on a police post.
Well, they obviously don't want those fuse caps to get to Ottawa. You leave tomorrow for Beaver Junction. Catch the 8 o'clock freight. Pick up the passenger train at Great Falls. I'll take care of the prisoners. I'll make out a full detailed report, which you can take with you in the morning. Good night, Tom.
Good night.
Stand up, Mountie, and don't go for your gun. Get over there and unlock that safe. All right, open it.
You know, when I open this door, a gong will ring. It'll bring every Mountie on the post down here.
Thanks for warning us, Mountie. We'll take care of that bell.
On your feet. Outside.
King okay the emergency shipment?
Why, no, he didn't. He won't release any Compound X until he receives Tom's report from Ottawa.
Well, what's Tom doing in Ottawa?
He's taking the fuse caps they found at the sanitarium to have them analyzed.
Has he left yet?
Why, yes, he has, this morning. He'll pick up the night freight at Beaver Junction.
I see. F-25 calling F1. F-25 calling F1. F-25 calling F1.
Call Sergeant King.
This is F1. What is it?
The Mounties are sending the fuse caps to Ottawa on the night freight out of Beaver Junction.
Who's carrying them?
Corporal Tom Merritt.
I'll take care of it. We'll wreck that train before it gets to Ottawa.
See if the train's passed through Beaver Junction.
Night freight left here 5 minutes ago. Corporal Merritt on board.
Well, there's one chance left. Maybe I can catch it in Linda's plane.
What on earth's wrong, Dave?
Plenty. Can I use your plane?
Why, yes, of course, but...
I'll explain later. There it is. Land near the Moosehead Tunnel. Just follow that train.
on, let's get the fuse caps.
See what you can do for them. I'll send Linda for help.
All right, Dave.
It's Mountie.
Take care of the girl. I'll handle the plane.
We'll reach the hideout before the Mountie can spread the alarm. Leave you at the hideout with the girl. Then go on to see the boss and let him know what happened.
Okay.
Linda. And if King hadn't shown up, we'd have got the fuse caps.
They must be recovered at all costs. If they're analyzed, the British will learn that Compound X is the secret of magnetic mines.
We'll do anything you say to get them.
You're holding the Merritt girl in the hideout?
Right.
Can you get to Crandall without running into Mounties?
What's the matter with the radio?
It isn't safe. The Mounties have spotted our cycle and are checking on us. We're using a high-frequency transcription now, but Crandall hasn't had a chance to install his.
I think I can get into the mine without much trouble.
Good. We'll give Crandall a note to take the Tombstone Landing.
Crandall, tell King to bring the fuse caps to Salt Lake Spring at 3 this afternoon. If you don't, you will never see the Merritt girl again.
Got to do what they ask, Dave. Well, you've known Linda all your life. Your father and her father were friends.
Yes, and they're both dead now. Because of the same people who wrote this note.
Then you can't doubt that they'll kill Linda, too. Those caps are mere pieces of metal. Surely a small exchange for her life.
But those fuse caps may be a clue of vital importance to the Empire.
That hasn't been proven.
No, but...
Then how can you hesitate? It's your duty to protect lives, not to gamble with them.
Yes, and it's also my duty to protect my country.
Remember this, Dave. If anything happens to Linda, you're to blame.
Are you gonna let her die?
No, I'm not.
Sergeant Dave.
What is it, Vinegar?
Linda's bracelet. Dropped from a plane.
You saw this drop from a plane?
Well, not exactly. It was attached to a flare that started a small brush fire.
You suppose you could find the spot on the map?
Sure thing.
Come on. Hello, Vinegar.
Oh, Tom.
Have the lookout stations reported any brush fires recently?
No, sir.
Check on it right away.
Yes, sir. Now, let's see. There is Rock Point, and there is the bridge, and here's where I was camped. Now, that flare must have dropped right about there.
Hold that. There?
That's right.
Well, if my hunch is right, and Linda dropped a number of those flares, you might get a line on which way she was heading. Any luck?
Yes, sir. 2 flares dropped by a plane resembling my sister's. One at coordinate 427-749.
Wait a minute. All right.
The other 427-759.
I don't know. Those flares were dropped in a straight line. That plane was heading straight for the Valley of Hunted Men.
Do you think that's where Linda's being held?
Yes, I do. But there's a chance of saving her without giving up those fuse caps by my surprising them at that hideout.
Suppose they show up at Salt Lake Springs and nobody's there to meet them.
I was figuring on sending you there, Tom, with the fuse caps, in case I failed. Or you might be walking into a trap.
I didn't expect a tea party when I joined the Mounties.
Good luck, Tom.
Speaking of traps, you better keep your eye open for that bear trap I set on the trail. It's a man killer.
Thanks, Vinegar. I'll be on the lookout for it.
Time to get started for these springs. And don't come back without these fuse cap.
What about the dame? Boss ain't gonna turn her loose, is he? She could put the finger on all of us.
Don't worry. My Shirley boss is no fool. The girl she will be taken care of.
Stand where you are.
They're going to ambush a Mountie at Salt Lake Springs.
I sent Tom to the Springs. We still got time to save him. Come on.
Reset that trap. I never did like the idea of shooting a Mountie. Come on. Stay where you are, Mountie.
I brought the fuse caps in return for Linda Merritt. Where is she?
Just hand over them caps. We'll talk about the girl later.